Well, hello guys, welcome back. Sorry I look a hot mess. I didn't bother with makeup or anything today. I went and I did my rounds. I visited the friends I could visit that were home or, whatever. First I went to see the friend with the wine shop and I bought a cupcake for the other friend. I took that over to her. She loaded me down with food. We spent time, talking about yesterday and once we were both sure each other were okay because we're both that real motherly kind of women. We don't care what age you are, you can be 90, we're gonna take care of you. I went back and I saw the other one and I spent time with her and I made sure she was okay and I did a double order, so that was my gift to her because she's in business, so that was my gift to her. I did a double order, though I usually won't. And, I had visited the other friend, but I still put a call into her to see if she's okay. And, um, I'm on my way home and I am gloriously burdened down with food, for which I'm thankful. And I passed a little kitty. I passed a little messenger kitty, a little beautiful calico. Obviously a street kitty. And I know with ferals, since I've worked with ferals, the worst thing you can teach them is to like come up to people because we have bad people in this town that would hurt Kitty. So I said hello to her and I fussed over her and she wasn't having any of it. She went right into her like little hidey hole. But I didn't go after her. I didn't offer her any, like, I got some burgers. I didn't offer her any because I was scared, there are bad people in this town that would hurt an animal that way. So I was like, well, she's better off learning. We have abundant rodent and snake and everything population. She's better off learning to be a little huntress than, to accept food from people. So, I left her be. Plus, she probably has a nest, and I didn't want her to stress out and try to move her kittens because traffic's real bad. She's in a little quiet area, and, God's be praised, she's okay, so she's there. So that was good to see a little messenger kitty. I came home and my Arctic fox dye had come in. And the other package came in. I was like, yeah, my makeup came in. By makeup, I mean lipstick. And I'm opening it and I'm so excited. And it turns out the Kinder Eggs came in. So the Kinder Eggs came the whole way from, I think Israel is where they have it. Israel? I think that's where the thing is. So it came the whole way from there. And they really packaged them well. So all 9 came in. They're fine. And it was kind of like Loki using his little sense of humor to kind of like nose at me. We had done the ceremony last night where we welcomed everyone in, Cupid or Eros, whatever name you use included. And, he graced us that the whole house felt very relaxed and there was this very loving energy in the house. And, Loki felt very relaxed as well because I really, at the end of the day, everything I do is for him. I'm not singing that song, dear. And, stop it. And, he's interfering for one, but he's, I think sometimes shocked, but I wanted, Eros to be here so that, he could handle that part. And also because he's a god and he's worthy of love, but so he could handle that part and, these other gods that maybe I have never really worked with them, they came in as well. And I wanted Loki to know, he doesn't have to do this all alone. I know some people just worship one god and that's it, but I think of it this way, we're teammates and we work together and we take care of each other and, the more, the merrier because there's more of us to take care of each other. And, I will tell them because they're like my little children. Santa Muerte will sass me. She'll go, yes, mommy. And, I don't care how many thousands or millions of years old you are. You are my child. You're going to listen. Yes, mommy. And, I like to make sure that they're all in the nest and they're all fine because I have that huge mothering instinct. I don't know if I got it from Bastet because I think when I was really little, I couldn't have cared less. I never wanted to have a baby doll. I never wanted to have dolls except for Brooke Shields because that was not a stupid Barbie. Um, But I have this huge, huge mothering instinct, which is why I will talk to people like I am their mom, and people will just look at me. I've had people like drive real slow and dump stuff in my lawn. I said, "Is that what you do at home?" And the guy looked at me. I said, "You get out of that car, young man. You pick it up, and you pick it up now." And he looked at me and goes, "You crazy lady," and drove off. I'm like, mm-hmm. I'll spank your butt later. So yeah, I'm very motherly towards people. If you would not do it in your house, I will not put up with you doing it to our planet or to my yard or anywhere else. Um, Same thing like when I tutored. Would have like 10 kids and they would start talking to each other. I'd say, "Do you talk like that at home?" "No." So yeah, we do need peace, but we do need discipline. It's not loving to let people run around like the feral kitty. I mean, yeah, she's free and she's living on her own and she'll do a lot of good to keep the local rodent population down, but it's also dangerous for her. There are dogs, other cats, foxes, as much as I love them, hawks, um, mean people, cars, leftover pools of stuff. So yeah, it's dangerous out there for little kitty. So it was not benevolent of someone to not just take her and have her euthanized, to dump her out on the street was not being benevolent. And I think we think it is to just abandon stuff. We think it's benevolence, and it's not. I had the weirdest dream this morning that I was like in a shoe store, like an old J.C. Penney's or something. And for some reason, I was at the top of this huge cake. It was wobbly. It was like the consistency of Jello, and like it wasn't like a normal cake. Like if you'd walk down it, like you'd smash right through. It was like wobbly, like Jello. And I'm trying to walk down this cake, and I can't do it, and I'm crying because I feel abandoned at the top of this cake. Now it sounds silly, but at the time I felt abandoned. Why would you abandon me on this huge cake? And these two people, I think two women, came in these espadrilles yet, and they're helping me down this a cakewalk. They're making it easier. So that was a good sign as well. So we can feel sad and abandoned at times, but we have to remember our gods are always with us. Our gods were there yesterday. It would have been so much worse if they hadn't drilled, if they hadn't been prepared, if they hadn't kept their heads. I mean, these kids today, they like have training of young soldiers. They can keep their heads. They know not to let blind panic get in and to just, scatter. They have training almost like at a military level, that they know to stay with the teacher. They know where to go. They know to take commands. And they know to hunker down and not try to fight back. And you have to be able to do that. So, it could have been so much worse. And there was happy news today that, someone else, there would have been more violence, I think, today. It would have been. And some grandmother foiled it. The grandmother was like, "Oh, no, 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 you don't." So, we are very blessed. Our statistics would be a lot worse, actually, if so many people hadn't stepped up at the right time and said, "Someone is planning something. I am concerned." A false alarm in our day and age, that is a lot better than, having a tragedy happen. If you look stupid, if you've caused trouble, you can always try to make, amends later. But it's much better to have a false alarm than a tragedy. So we've been lucky. We've been blessed. They've caught a lot of people. And I think we kind of forget that our gods are with us. But it's still up to us to do something. We can't just like turn our head and not do anything and wait for the next tragedy to happen. The young people were very composed, and one of the young students said, "We're kids. We're kids. You have to, the adults, the lawmakers have to do something. They do have to step up. They do have to step up and be adults and say, you know what? Assault weapons in people's private collections are not worth losing our children over. They're not. You only need a 45 to stop someone breaking into your home. You're not going to be able to use an assault weapon in that situation anyways. But, you know, by the time you get surprised and everything, you're not going to be wanting to fool around with that. You're going to want a nice handgun that most Americans, you know, that own handguns are perfectly happy with, and, you know, you can use that. And I was raised that we did not take weapons lightly. They weren't a joke. They were a privilege, not a right. They could be taken away from you, which they should. They should in a lot of cases. We need to have sensible gun laws. I didn't say no guns, but we need sensible laws. We need to ask questions like, are you crazy? Are you planning to kill somebody with this? You know, do psych evaluations if you're going to sell something that dangerous. We have more rigorous testing to be a teacher than we do to own a gun. We have more rigorous testing to be a hairstylist than we have to own a gun. All these professions where there's no earthly way you would be out to hurt people, we have more rigorous testing. If you play video games, it's harder to get into Steam than, you know, you have to find your Steam key and everything else than it is to own a gun in this country. So that has to change. That does. So those are just my general thoughts, and it was good to see, you know, Loki being, you know, back to being playful. It isn't that, you know, we've forgotten and are moving on, but that we know, you know, we have to keep morale up. We have to keep morale up for the kids. We have to, you know, be there for the children and be there for each other. Everybody in town was jumpy like a cat. I passed one woman. We were passing each other right off the ground, and we were both ashamed because neither of us looked particularly threatening. But you know. So I hope this finds you well, and you know it'll be okay. It's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while. That was like the 18th shooting of either of the type or of the type this year in a school, and that's 18 too many. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye bye.